It's Thursday night, it's Friday tomorrow, we're going to be positive. Thursdays are all about being positive. Let's talk about fishing. I've got a list of things that people want me to cover in these weekly vlogs. They've given me a list of subjects, but I don't know how they want it delivering. So, because this is the first one and nobody else is going to tell me what to do, I'm going to make a decision and I'm going to do it in 3 simple parts. The first part is going to be all about why this channel exists, why I do it and what I want it to achieve. The second part is going to be a little Q&A session. Some of the questions that I get asked get repeated over and over and over again. So I'm going to do a little bit of a Q&A slot right in the middle just to answer a few of those questions, and that'll be a weekly thing, so keep the questions coming. And the final part is going to be what I've been up to over the last 7 days. Whether I've fished or not, what I've been doing as regards planning competitions, preparing, anything, any subjects I want to bring up and any subjects I've been asked about for that 7-day period, so I can keep these blogs nice and fresh. Every week they're going to be different and every week it's going to be current. That's what I want, keep it fresh. Okay, so hopefully that format is going to be alright. It's the first vlog. If you don't like it, let me know and we'll change it, but as long as the views keep coming in and people keep tuning in, we'll keep them coming and coming and coming. The channel, why does this channel exist? It exists because, as a lot of people already know, I don't work in angling. I work Monday to Friday. I get in the office before 8 o'clock and I leave after 6. That doesn't give me a lot of time to get out there on the bank and do a lot of the things that a lot of other sponsored anglers can do. This channel is a vehicle. It's a vehicle for me delivering my experiences, news about products, the matches that I've been in, and just throwing information out there for people like you just to view at will whenever you want, as many times as you want. This is my own vehicle for doing that. Everything I do in fishing is about achieving a result in the matches that I compete in. My number one priority is to win that section and hopefully win the match. That's what it's all about. So for me to run this channel, it's got to be as low maintenance as possible. I've been asked about the type of equipment that I use to do it. For me, it's got to be GoPro. The equipment is robust, it's not particularly expensive, the quality is good, and it's not bulky to carry with you. We all carry too much tattle as it is. We all do. We know we do, but we still keep doing it. So to have cameras that are really nice and small and compact out of the way, they're waterproof, you can set them up out of the way. If it starts raining, it doesn't matter. You're still focusing on your match. You can forget about it. This has been filmed on a GoPro, just a normal Hero. That's the one I've had the longest. I've got a Hero 4, which is for that. I've also got my new toy. Favourite bit of kit now is the Hero 4 Session. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. I'm just going over this because a lot of people have asked about it. A lot of people obviously want to start doing it themselves, and this is all the kit that I use. These are brilliant. Retail at about £160, I think that was. I'm not sure. That'll run for 2 hours solid, non-stop. It even comes with a nice case which protects it. I mean, I try and look after it, but sometimes accidents happen. So that's the actual size of the camera. It's waterproof down to 10 meters. Stick that on your bait tray, out of the way. You can forget about it, and that's the only way I can do what I'm doing. Right, the Q&A part. A lot of people out there are going to know the answers to all these questions, and you know, there's anglers out there at a really high level, and you're probably going to think a lot of these questions are quite trivial, but people have asked a question, and let's face it, we've all asked those basic questions at some stage in our angling career. So the first one was, how and what type of drill do you use for mixing your ground bait? This is the one that I use. This one comes in a great carry box like this. 2 batteries, you've got your charger, and of course the drill. This time of year, you're only mixing probably a pint of ground bait anyway, so I don't tend to use it that much. The thing is, whenever you're travelling or away on festivals, This is a great box to carry with you because it's got everything in it. It's nice, neat, tidy, it's robust, and let's face it, whenever we're on festivals we're usually in pairs, so you're mixing a large quantity of ground bait anyway. It's a great bit of kit to have. As regards the whisk, it's got to be a flat bottom one for me so that it gets right down to the bottom and into the corner of the bucket. Preferably keep it clean. I think it needs a clean. The next question was all about preparation. How do you find time to prep for all the competitions you're in? Firstly, I've got to say it's easier for me because I pretty much specialise in feeder fishing. So let's face it, you know, if you're organised in feeder fishing, your prep time can be reduced as regards what it might be if you were making pole rigs and float rigs and all that sort of stuff. So the way I do it is quite simple. I keep it organised as possible. It takes a little bit of time setting up little procedures and setting up, you know, ways of keeping stuff organised, but in the long term it's so much better. Sometimes you might only get 10 or 15 minutes to tie a few hook lengths or whatever. If you know where everything is, you can go straight to it and get on with it. 10 minutes, done. That's it. Get out there, you've done your hook lengths or whatever. Nice, quick, simple, easy. For me, I use the Stack and Store, Fox Stack and Store boxes. These are great. I'm just making a new one up now. They come with compartments like that. I keep my hooks in. I'm just setting this one up now. You can keep the, you know, individual patterns in each compartment so that you can go to them quickly. You can tell when you're running out of them, which is very important. There's nothing worse than going to go and tie some hook lengths up to find out you haven't even got any of the right hooks that you need anyway. In here I've got all my patterns of my hooks. I've got spools of line. I've also got a tape measure, really sharp scissors in there, hook tire, and that's it. Everything I need is in there. The also great thing is that when you do go away on festivals or for the weekend, it's dead easy to chuck that in your van and it's there if you need it. When you get back in the tackle room where it lives, it's always exactly where you need it. Little things like that just make it so much quicker and easier. If it's easier, you're going to be more inclined to do it. I certainly know I am. So there you go, that's number 2. Final couple of questions I had yesterday were about clipping up. 2 scenarios I find for clipping up. One is you're looking for a feature. That could be a gravel bar, shallower areas, deeper areas, or it could be an island. In those cases you've got to just clip a bomb on, cast out and find where that feature is, and then clip up where that feature is. The next scenario is more of a standard uniform approach where you might already have an idea of where you're going to be fishing and what range you're going to be fishing before the match. In that scenario, I just go straight to the sticks, clip up at the range that I expect to be fishing, and have a cast out with a bomb and just make sure I'm happy with that spot, make sure there's no snags there or anything. The other scenario where you're actually casting up to an island or some gravel or some sort of feature, even once I've found it, I clip up, I still get off my box and go to the sticks, because I've then got a reference point so that if I have to take the line clip off for any reason, I can quickly get off my box, go to the sticks and clip up at exactly that same spot quickly and easily. And the final part to that question was about what do you do when you hook bigger fish. It's inevitable. When you're throwing and fishing for carp and bigger fish and you're throwing to a line clip, especially where there's big fish involved and in summer when fish are more active, you're going to have to take that clip off sometimes. The only way I can combat that are with 2 key details. One is use a reel that's got a good line clip. And I don't mean one that just looks nice, or, you know, it's got to be a line clip that is nice and tight when you put your line or your braid underneath it. The reason for that is because you only have to put it under there once. There was a time about 5 years ago, and I won't name the brand, I had a set of reels from a particular brand, and after a few weeks the line clips actually they started to rise up off the outer casing of the spool. That meant that you had to wrap your line or your braid around it 3 or 4 times. That's fine, but you had to do it just to make sure it was going to hold. That was alright, but when you hit bigger fish, you then automatically, because you've got to take it off, you're having to unwrap it 4 or 5 times, and it's stealing seconds and it can cost you fish. Reels like these, I mean, this is an Aquas 4000, they're nice and tight, so you only have to wrap them under once. The next key bit of detail is, I'm right-handed, so that reel's always in my right hand, which means my left hand's free for reeling. what I make sure is that the clutch is tightened right up and my line clip is in that position there. So as you look at it, if you're right-handed, that means that your left hand can get to that quickly and easily when you hook a fish. There's nothing worse than having a fish run to your clip and your clip being like that, out of sight, so you're fumbling for it, you don't really know where it is. If you keep it in that same position, you'll find in time and practice that you can take it off without even looking. It's not so bad when you're fishing with mono, because mono you get a bit of stretch. It gives you an extra couple of seconds to get that clip off. But when you're fishing with braid, there's no stretch there at all, especially at shorter range. It's got to be able to come off as quickly and easily as possible. So that's clipping up. And the final part is all about what I've been up to the last 7 days. It's January, let's face it, there aren't many feeder matches out there. I was meant to be at Boston on Saturday, sadly that got cancelled, nothing could do about that. Thankfully it turned out it was only postponed, so it's going to go ahead on the 28th of January, so I've had to book on for that. I've done that today. Secondly is this piece of paper here, which I can't show you all of it, even though I'd like to, but I'm not going to, is that. Signed another 12 months with Fox. Absolutely over the moon to have received this again. I was with them all last year, as a lot of you know, so I've signed up for Matrix and Fox for another 12 months, which is fantastic. We've got some brilliant products coming out this year. I haven't seen all of them, so even I'm looking forward to seeing some of them, especially in the flesh. I've only seen photographs and stuff, so that's great. I'm staying with Bait Tech obviously for another 12 months. I mean, you know, absolutely fantastic pairing for me. I'm over the moon, and if any of you guys are watching, thanks very much for your support again. I can't thank you enough, and hopefully you all know how humbled I am by it all. The early part of the week has been all about sorting future competitions out. We've got the Larford Silverfish Festival coming up. Can't wait to get back there. I've only fished it 2 years, but last year I had certainly 2 opportunities to win the event. I finished about 10th or 11th, I don't know, I didn't even look, so I was that upset. Yeah, I've got a lot of demons to expel this year, so we've got that coming up end of February, so we've planned that this week. I'm going down there with Richard Vaughan, who a lot of you guys know from Sheffield, and Martin Edis was a good friend of mine. We're all going down together, we're travelling together, staying together, so that'll be great. I'll be doing a full vlog on that for you guys, and while I'm on the subject, please let me know how you want me to do that. I think that's probably still my highest viewed video on this channel. That was one 30-minute long video all about that competition. So if you want me to do it on that format again, I will do. But if you want me to break it down into individual days, let me know so there can be more content. Let me know, and there's plenty of time for me to sort that out for you. Like I say, I've been sorting that out this week, so the digs are booked, everything's brilliant, that's sorted. Can't wait for that one. Today I've been in touch with Tommy Lawton, all about the Feeder Fest Island in Inniscarra. Sadly I missed that last year. I was actually booked on it and everything. I was even taking my dad. I couldn't wait to get him out there. He's never seen Inniscarra. He's heard all about it ever since the World Championships there a couple of years ago. So this year I'm not going to miss it. I'm not going to miss it. I've already been in touch with him. Quite rightly, he's giving first refusal to everybody what fished it last year. So, you know, hopefully, you know, even after everybody's booked on, there's still going to be room for me. I think I'm first reserve on that. So as soon as he's confirmed that, I'll be sorting my ferries out, getting in touch with Helen Rainsford at Island Travel Plus, who's fantastic at sorting all that sort of thing out for me. So that'll be brilliant. Hopefully that's going to be one on the agenda. So I've been sorting that out this week. Unfortunately, I won't be doing the Iberian Masters. It clashes with Larford. I could have done it. We actually looked at flights to Valencia overnight. We would have had to leave the Larford Silverfish Festival on the Thursday evening. Straight after that, flown through overnight, straight to the venue and fished the match. But it would have been too much, you know. And you know, events like that, you want to do them properly. We don't want to mess about. So sadly, me and Richard are going to be missing that. But there's always next year. So yeah, it's been very much a planning week. It's almost tackle show time again. Just been sorting all that out with Matrix and Bait Tech. My commitments now are I'm going to have 2 full days with Matrix on the Matrix stand at the Northern Angling Show. So please, any of you guys there, come and say hello. It's great to meet you. And then shortly after that is the Big One Show down at Farnborough, and I will be there both days on the Bait Tech stand. Really looking forward to that, because it's the only time of year where I get a chance to see a lot of the other sponsored anglers, and it's great to meet a lot of you guys that you only kind of chat to on the internet. It's very much a cyber relationship. So really looking forward to that. It's all booked in now, sorted that out this week. That's all been confirmed, so it's great to get that done. So, but that's January. It's a great time of year, January, because that's when a lot of the tickets go on sale, a lot of the dates of the competitions and the organisers release dates, so you can start planning stuff. But then February going into March, that's when it really gets going. So it's been fantastic. That's it. I'm hoping I'm not rambling too much. I hope the way that I've delivered all this information that a lot of you guys wanted has been okay. If not, we can change it. So work in progress. This is going to happen every Thursday at 6:30. Next week I'm away. I'm on a trip. I'm out of the country. But I will still have a vlog for you that'll go up at 6:30 next Thursday. And I'll also have some footage from the trip for you, which will be a little bit different. I won't really tell you where I'm going yet. But so yeah. One final thing to subscribers, I just want to say a massive thank you. The last 7 days, this channel has actually averaged 34 subscribers per day, which has been absolute immense for a channel like this. So massive thank you to you, to everybody out there. Please keep spreading the word. The more views we get, the more content I can put on there for you. So please keep spreading the word. Just tell people about the channel. Keep sharing it whenever you can, because the more views you get, the more content I can put on. And hopefully with your feedback I'm going to be uploading stuff that you guys want to see. So have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.